Hello, my name is Charles Ardinger, and I'll be working with you in your English 100 class as your instructor. I'll be learning a lot about you over the course of this semester by way of reading the assignments that I give you, so I think it's only fair that you know a little bit about me before we, continue. So I want you to know that I have been an instructor here at Coastline since 2013, teaching classes pretty much like the one that you're taking with me currently. And I want to emphasize that I am an expert in English grammar. I actually love English grammar. I like talking about it. I like answering questions about it. So I'm hoping that if you have any questions about English grammar or really anything in the class, you won't hesitate to ask me questions, to get a hold of me through email, and to let me know what you think and how I can help you progress in this class. That's a little bit about me to start with. To continue, I'd like to show you some features of the website that you'll be using as we progress in English 100. So this is the home page for our class, English 44818, English 100, the class that you are in. I'm particularly proud of this homepage. I designed it myself. I made the graphics, so I like to pat myself on the back a bit. But what I want to show you are some more important features of the class that will help you navigate your way through it. To begin, I want you to notice that on the homepage there is a schedule of your assignments. For example, you have the student introduction discussion. That will be due on Saturday, February 6th. You've got a learning contract, an assignment, and a quiz to do by February 7th, and so on. If you're ever lost in the class, this is a good way to check yourself to see where you are in terms of what date it is in your calendar. Also, I'd like to point out on this homepage that you might see announcements. In fact, you will see announcements. This is only a little bit of the announcement. This is the thumbnail, you might say, that you get on the home page. To look at announcements, which I will be posting at least once a week to talk about issues in the class or issues of grammar that I see, you can just click on the title of the announcement, which will, in this class, always be a date and an explanation of what the announcement is about. So, in this case, let's click on that and see that we have this whole big announcement for you to read at your convenience. Let's go back home, and I'd like to show you another very important aspect of this class. My interactions with you will mostly be through the feedback I give you for the submissions you give me for assignments. So I think it's very important that I show you how to see that feedback. So in this case, this is the homepage of a fictional test student that I've been assigned by Canvas. That student has completed an assignment, and to see how that assignment looks, let's take a look at grades. So we'll click this link and notice that there's a little number 1 here to show the student that there is a grade to look at. And we'll click on this, and what we'll see is a list of the assignments in this class. Now, this particular fictional student is a little bit strange, and so he has started by doing assignment 2, paragraph expansion. And he knows that he's done this assignment because there's this blue dot here, and also he's gotten a grade, 65%. Not too good. Let's see what the instructor might have said to explain this grade. We can do this by clicking on the name of the assignment. And that gets us a page that looks like this. And there are some links to click on this page. First, I grade using a rubric. So you can look at the rubric that I use to grade your assignment by clicking this link that says Show Rubric. And you'll see, as you look, that the sentences seem to be all right. Full points on that. The paragraphs follow the text pattern, seems okay. A little difference from Module 1, and that will make sense to you as you continue in this class. And the student really did not meet the length requirement. So that's why the grade. Now if I click this X, the rubric will go away again. You can look at the comment that the instructor has left. This is the kind of comment that I will leave for all your written assignments. So when you look at your grade, take a look at this comment and it will tell you more about what I thought about your progress. And you can also click this link that says View Feedback. And when you do that, you will get a small version of your submission. Now, part of the smallness for this is because my recording window is a little bit smaller than the screen for my computer, so it makes the submission look a little bit smaller. Yours will probably look larger depending on the screen you use to look at it through. So notice that this has an annotation, which is a comment that I will write directly on your work to suggest more academic word choices or to show you where the grammar seems to confuse me as a reader. I can also offer you highlighted annotations. As you can see, there's a highlight right here that leads to this comment in the box that says this is a sample highlight annotation. So these are more ways in which I can give you feedback on your work and let you know how you're progressing in the class. So let's continue by going back home. And we'll look at one more aspect of the class that you might find interesting. So again, as we scroll down, you'll notice that you have my email address, and also that I'm offering office hours, which we could also think of as student meeting hours. It's an opportunity for me to meet you, and for you to meet me, and for us to talk about various aspects of the class, anything that might be troubling or confusing or nonsensical, I can try to make some sense of. Notice that these are on Tuesdays between 1830 and 2000, or 6:30 to 8 p.m. Pacific Time, via Zoom. And here is how to access those student meeting hours. The first thing to do is to follow this link to Confer Zoom. When you do that, you'll see a calendar, kind of like this one, and on that calendar you'll notice that there is an event on Tuesday, February 2nd. That event is your student meeting hours. You can get to that Zoom meeting either by clicking this link or by clicking this link, which again leads to that student meeting hours that starts on Tuesday, February 2nd at 6:30 and ends at 8 o'clock. During those student meeting hours, again, I'm hoping we can have conversations about what's going on in the class or about other things. And to entice you a little bit, I will tell you that each student meeting hour that you attend can be worth 5 extra credit points. And as you'll see as we continue through class, 5 extra credit points is a pretty good chunk of an assignment grade. So I'm looking forward to meeting you during these student meeting hours. Finally, I'd like to thank you for enrolling in the class. You are, in fact, the part of the class that there can't be a class without. Without students, there's no need for a class, and thus no need for me, and I like to feel needed, so thank you. Also, I would like to emphasize again that I hope you will ask me questions as often as possible. I will answer them in a timely manner, and I hope with some clarity. And finally, and as always, I would like to thank you for your time and attention.